we have the Crackling Voltage Event going down in Pokemon Go, so I'm going to give you the top tips to make sure you guys are well ahead and on top of everything that's going on during this event. So let's jump right in. This event is going to be going down on Friday, January 27th, and it's going to go all the way until Sunday, February 5th, starting at 10 a.m. and going all the way until midnight. So we have a lot of time during this event, and there are two events going on during this event that are going to be overlapping with each other and kind of taking over. So the first half is going to be the Crackling Voltage. The entire event is called Crackling Voltage, but then on the second half, we're going to have the Team Go Rocket Takeover, which is going to be very important for TMing away frustration, getting Shadow Registeel, and changing up the Rocket leaders. So guys, this is going to be what's going to be happening. So I want to make sure we get the first part of the event out of the way because it includes spawns and other things like that, such as field research, raid bosses, 7-kilometer eggs, and more. So with all that said, let's start getting them on top tips, starting off with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is all going to be about the spawns during this event. So we do have an Ekans that has a shiny out there, not too relevant anywhere. We have the Magnemite shiny, Grimer shiny, Electric shiny, Stunky shiny, Blitzle shiny, Ferroseed shiny, Helioptile, brand new shiny of this event for the first time ever in Pokemon Go. The higher shiny rates are going to come from 7-kilometer eggs, and they're also going to come from raid battles. However, I would judge and take that one slow depending on what you're willing to go after. We have Grubbin that's going to be in there with no shiny as of yet, and if you are lucky, you're going to get Beldum with a shiny potential and the brand new shiny Dedenne. So Beldum is going to be the one Pokemon that I do mention because Beldum has a future Mega Metagross, which is an absolute monster, way strong, and the Shadow is extremely strong as well. And not only that, this Pokemon does need the Comde move of Meteor Mash. So right now, you're going to have to Elite Charge TM to be able to get it, but at some point, I do believe this Pokemon will have a Comde Classic, as did Larvitar. Beldum is on that list. I'm not sure exactly when, and so is Bagon to be able to have one to come back as well, which then you would be able to evolve for the specific move. And not only that, Magnezone is a semi-decently powerful electric attacker, and it also has a shadow form, which is even more powerful for a meta attacker standpoint. But as far as meta attackers, that's pretty much all we have here. So let's move us into PvP, and I'm only going to cover the top 100. Some of these Pokemon are slight outliers, such as Magnezone, approximately 120 to 175 in each of the leagues, so you are going to have to make your best judgment if you do want PvP stats. If you're going for Ultra League or Great League, you're going to go for that 0 higher attack and defense and stamina, and obviously in the Masters, you're going to be 15, 15, 15. But the number 1 top 100 is going to be Skunk Tank in the Ultra League at rank 93 with Poison Jab, Crunch, and Sludge Bomb. 100% IV on this Pokemon is going to be a 3, 15, 14 for the optimal IVs at level 50, so you will need 296 XL Candy. And then next, we have Ferroseed going into Ferrothorn. That's going to be ranked 76 in the Ultra League with Bullet Seed, Power Whip, and Flash Cannon. This is going to be a Grass and a Steel type combination. It is going to be double weak to Fire, so you're going to have to be a little cautious when playing with it. And 100% IVs is going to be a 7, 14, 15 on this one, and that is going to be at level 50, so 296 XL Candy will be required once again. And I'm just going to include a Dedenne in here at 166 rank at a 0, 14, 12, just in case you do want to use that unique combination of Pokemon, even though it does not break the top 100. And then finally, we have Metagross, that's best rank in the non-Shadow for the Master Leagues at a rank 32 of Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, and Earthquake combination. That one can be multi-purposed into the Mega, so you guys are in luck there to get 2 for the price of 1 Master League as well as a Mega future. So with that said, there's not really too much going on here, which is then going to lead to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to focus on our 7-kilometer eggs because we do have Helioptile, and it is said that there's going to be higher shiny rates in the 7-kilometer eggs and in the raid battles, which we will cover in the next tips. So here's what I'm going to recommend for these. As always, guys, this is what I want you guys to go in with a level head and make sure that if you are okay to invest in these 7-kilometer eggs and not get the shiny, then you should pursue it. But if you invest in the eggs and you don't get the shiny, are you still going to be okay? Because I was going after the Riolus, but there was also a couple other shinies in the previous event's eggs, but I didn't really care because I was just looking to get Riolos. Even if it was just a couple, the chance at getting the 100% IV and a little bit XL Candy is always worth it to me, and so that's what I was investing in the previous one. I did get a shiny. I got a shiny Galarian Darumaka, which I'm totally cool with. I actually didn't have that shiny, but if I didn't get it, I still got Riolu hatches, which I was totally fine with. So these 7-kilometer eggs are going to be very geared around PvP. There's a lot of very relevant PvP Pokemon in here. We have the Alolan Sandshrew, we have the Skarmory, we have Blitzle, all have shinies. We have Stunfisk, no shiny. shiny. Galarian Stunfisk does have a shiny. Helioptile with a shiny, and Dedenne with a shiny. So there are a decent amount of potentials for shinies in these eggs. And there is no Chingling, so rest assured there. And all these Pokemon are semi-PvP relevant, but since we're hatching eggs, I'm just going to give you what you can hatch here and what's going to be relevant. Even though this first one isn't, I'm going to tell you about it. Alolan Sandsash, ranked 72 in the Ultra League, with Shadow Claw, Bulldoze, and Ice Punch. Shadow Claw being the Calm Day move, so you would need an Elite Charge TM to be able to get it there right now. However, that Pokemon is not optimized. But next, we do have a Skarmory, which is actually going to be hatched at 100% IV PvP and regular IVs to be able to make its best way into Ultra League. At rank 54 with Air Slash, Brave Bird, and Sky Attack, 100% hatch IV is going to be a 1204. And then let's not forget about the Galarian Stunfisk, rank 20 in the Ultra League with Mudshot, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. Very powerful Pokemon here. The 100% hatch IV for the Galarian Stunfisk is going to be 1235, and it will require 296 XL Candy, and it will sit below that 2500 mark at level 50, as will the Skarmory. And there's two other Pokemon in here. We have Helioptile, and then we also have Dedenne that I'm going to give you the 100% IVs for. The Helioptile is going to be 533, and then we do have Dedenne that's going to be 1051. So that's going to be all the eggs, which then leads to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be all about the raids going on during this event. So we do have 1-star raids that are going to include Helioptile. Just remember, there's going to be increased chances of a shiny. I do plan to do some of those, so I'm excited to do them together with you guys and see what the rates are. There's also going to be Grimer, Shinx, Bronzer, as well as Clink. And Clink is going to make a video for you guys, which I'm very excited for. I can't wait to do that video. That's coming very soon, very, very soon. I can't wait for that. So those are going to be including the Helioptile in the raids for Tier 1. In Tier 3, we have Venomoth, we have Galarian Weezing, which does have a shiny. We have Jolteon, and then finally we have Mawile. Mawile does have a shiny. It actually does have a future Mega as well. However, I would suggest waiting to raid for that Pokemon, because once the Mega does come out, I don't know when it will come out, but it will, you will be able to get Mega Energy and the shiny coming from the Mega raid. So you'll be able to be patient here, get that shiny when it comes out, hopefully, and get the Mega Energy as well while you're doing it, which is very important. Not only that, we have Tapu Koko that has the brand new shiny. If you want to see the Tapu Koko counter guide and the best of the best in this playlist, please check it out up here to see if Tapu Koko is worth anything in Pokemon Go from GBLs to a meta attacker standpoint, and if it does get charm, I cover that in that video. And then once we switch over into the next portion, which we will have a tip video, we are going to talk about Registeel, which will be out. And then also for the Mega raids, we are starting off with Mega Aerodactyl, which I'm a big fan of because it's a rock and a flying type, the only rock boost that we do have in the game. Just remember, Mega Aggron turns into straight steel type. It does not maintain its rock typing. And then we will go back into Mega Gengar when Registeel comes out, which I also suggest you guys do go after that Mega Gengar. Great Pokemon there. So that's it for the raid battles. Check all those playlists. Get off with it. With this, I'm going to lead us to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is going to be all about the field research going on during this event. So let's check out the field research right now. And for the field research, we have as follows. Catch 5 Pokemon for a Plusle or a Minun encounter. They are the exact same but reverse last 2 CP numbers. So for the Plusle, it's going to be 762. For the Minun, it's going to be 726 for the 100% IVs. Power up a Pokemon is going to be one of the Voltorb encounters. The regular can be shiny. The Hisuian cannot. 432 are both the 100% IVs. I would suggest skipping this task and saving your Stardust. We have power up a Pokemon 5 times for a Helioptile encounter. This does have the brand new shiny in there. 399 is going to be the 100% IV. And just remember, guys, if you are going to power up a Pokemon and you don't have infinite amount of Stardust, you don't have, tens of millions of Stardust to be able to spend, I highly suggest you guys catch level 1 Pokemon, usually around CP 10 all the way to CP 30. You can check to see where the bar is. If it's all the way down to the bottom, you power that up 4 times. If you power it up for 4 times, that's going to be 800 Stardust. Once you go over 4 times, it's going to start doubling in Stardust, so it'll be 400 per power up. So you can use each of those for 4 times, and then you can transfer them and go on to the next one. And saving up 3 of these is going to be an easy way for you to save Stardust and maximize on your potential. And then finally, we have walk 3 kilometers for an Emolga encounter. 700 is going to be the 100% IV on that one. So nothing as far as Stardust goes to be able to help you guys, but the Helioptile is a win. But make sure to save your Stardust, get 3 of those tasks, power them up with very low CP Pokemon to save yourself some Stardust and maximize out in Pokemon Go. And that's going to be the field research, which then goes to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is going to be all about starting to plan for the Team Go Rocket Takeover, because just remember, we can TM away frustration, so it's going to be very important for you to stay ahead, get all those Pokemon tagged into a folder, and be ready to TM away frustration, including all of your Shadow Legendaries, including any of the Pokemon that will have future Calm Day evolutions and everything that you have collected, because TMing away frustration right now is the most important thing when we are going into this event. Obviously, we're going to get Shadow Registeel, we're going to get new, probably shiny Shadow Pokemon coming from the leaders, and new Shadow Pokemon being introduced, but overall, frustration is always one of my top priorities. So that's going to do it, guys. I will have videos coming out to help you there. Appreciate you guys as always. To all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes their support, subscription, and presentation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.